Hey guys, welcome to the Ocean. Today I'm starting a new series on Java interview questions wherein I'll be explaining important Java concepts. I'll try to keep these videos short and sweet. So let's start with generics. So Java generics is one of the most important feature introduced in Java 5. If you have been working on Java collections and with version 5 or higher, I'm sure that you have used it already. However, when an interviewer asks a question about generics in any interview, many of us will fail to answer. The reason being, every one of us know the exact concept of the generics, but will fail to frame it in a proper way. So let's see if interviewer asks a question like this: What was the problem statement before generics, and what are the issues resolved by the generics? So before generics came into the picture, there are mainly two problems. One is type safety and second one is typecasting. Let's see what are they exactly. So if you take array and collections, both are used to store a group of elements, right? So if you take array, we can store a group of elements in array of same type, obviously. So if you take a string array, we can store only string elements in that array. If you take integer array, we can store only integer elements in that array. Let's say this example. So here I declared a string array and I'm trying to store elements in that array like this. So I'm trying to store test1 in sf0 and in sf1 I'm trying to store integer. So what do you think? Here I declared array as a string and I'm trying to store integer element in the string array. So compiler will give compile time error, obviously. When you do the same thing in array list, see, I declared an array list. In array list we can store any type of element. There are no restrictions, right? So I'm trying to add string in 0th position and integer in first position. Obviously it will not give me any compiler error. However, when I'm trying to retrieve these elements in a runtime, it will give me runtime exceptions because see here, I stored string here and I'm trying to retrieve it by casting it as a string, so I won't get any issues here. I stored integer here and I'm trying to get that value by casting it as string, so it will give me the runtime exception, obviously. Okay, so I think you understood the problem, right? So here in array and array list, for array type safety is there, so you can, once you declare the array as a string or integer, you cannot store other type of elements in that array, so it's a type safe. But array list is not type safe. And typecast, if you see the typecasting problems in array list, we are getting the typecasting problems. In array we don't get any typecasting problems, because if you are storing an integer, you have to retrieve it as an integer only, otherwise you will get compile time error. Wherein in collections, if you are storing an integer value and if you are trying to, you won't get any compile time errors, but when you are trying to retrieve it at the runtime by casting it as a string, you will obviously get an runtime exception. That's very bad practice, right? So better to log each and everything at the compile time error so that you will not get any runtime exceptions. That, that's where generics came into the picture. With generics, you can increase the type safety of collections and you can remove the typecasting problems. Let's see how this happens. If you see this sample code here, This is the normal array list. I have declared an array list and I stored a string element here and I'm trying to retrieve it as a string. So there are no issues. For example, I stored hello, the same value, and I'm trying to retrieve it as an integer here. Then I will get runtime exception. So if you let's see how it would act if I write the same query by using generics. Here I am declaring a array list and I'm using generics here, so I can store only string values in this array list and I can retrieve only string values. So here if you are doing this generic type, if you are including this generic type while declaring array list, obviously as you declared it as a string, you can store string value and you don't get any runtime exceptions while retrieving the value. So here we have resolved the type safety because at compile time, if you are trying to load integer values in string array list, obviously it will give you the error at the compile time only. And if you come to the type casting problem, here it's resolving like this. We are declaring array as a string, we are storing the string value, and we are retrieving a string value. So there are no typecasting problems. So, so to answer the question in one line, what are the problems resolved by array, resolved by the generics? Let's keep it in this way. Generics are introduced in Java 5 to increase the type safety of collections and to remove the typecasting problems. That's it. If you have any questions about this video, please leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching the video. See you.